been there knocking on the door. Finally, it opened. He walked in.
Let's see how it happened. Under sunny skies and a packed house, 30 to 31st race season got underway with the first rookie pole sitter and a 6-time Winston Cup champion leading him down for the green flag. Drivers can tell themselves, as Jeff Gordon did on the pace lap, that this is just another race. But we all know it isn't. It's the Daytona 500. Ernie Irvan from inside row 2 got the lead from the rookie pole sitter before the field reached turn 1 and continued to lead for the first 10 laps. Then the man in black, the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, pushed his good red Chevy to the front, and the stage was set for most of the afternoon. The race's first crash occurred when Robert Presley got high in turn 4, setting off a chain reaction behind him. Rusty Wallace, Hut Strickland, Harry Gant, Chuck Bound, Kyle Petty, and John Andretti were all involved. All drivers escaped uninjured. When racing resumed, Todd Bodine, our dark horse pick last night on Speedweek, led a Winston Cup race for the first time in his career and looked for a while like a contender. Then things went wrong. Ernie Irvan slowed coming down the backstretch. When the field reached turn 3, there was contact between Todd and Jeff Gordon, which sent Bodine hard into the wall. The rear of the car got up on the wall before settling back on the track. Behind him, Michael Waltrip, Ted Musgrave, brother Brett Bodine, and Jimmy Spencer were all victims of the crash. Again, no drivers were injured. 20 laps from the finish, Irvan, in the lead pack all day, got loose in turn 4 and temporarily dropped back to 7th position. Earnhardt was not a factor in the closing laps. Once again, the 6-time champion will have to wait until next year to try for his first Daytona 500 victory. So will Mark Martin, who was running up front until the white flag lap when he ran out of fuel. In the final lap, Sterling Marlin only had Ernie Irvan to contend with. But Ernie, who left the Morgan McClure team last year, watched that car with Marlin in it drive the stock car history. Sterling Marlin, the second-generation driver from Columbia, Tennessee, won his first NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Daytona 500. Way to go, Sterling. And, you know, I was surprised that Dale Earnhardt didn't do any better there in the closing laps. He ran up front in the lead draft almost all day, but in the closing laps fell back.
Something just went away. I don't know if the car started pushing, started getting loose, but he had a problem all day long. He ran much higher than Ernie Irvan or Sterling Marlin did all day long. He would run on the bottom of the racetrack for a few laps, then he would move right to the top of the racetrack. Let's take a look at the results of today's race. There you see the top 5. Terry Labonte ran well. Jeff Gordon, another great finish. And Morgan Shepherd continues to run well in the Daytona 500. There we see Greg Sachs. Dale Earnhardt finished 7th. Ricky Rudd, Elliott, and Schrader comes in 10th. Ran out of gas on the last lap. There you see Mark Martin, who ended up finishing in 13th position after he did run out of fuel on the white flag lap. 16 through 20, Bobby Labonte, Dallenbach, Ruttman, Horton, and Dick Trickle. Finishing 21st through 25th. 22nd finishing position went to the pole sitter, Loy Allen Jr. Burton, Rick Mask, Darrell Waltrip struggled all day long, finished 28th, Chad Little 29th, and Jeremy Mayfield back in 30th. Season didn't start off again well for Darrell Waltrip. Michael Waltrip, Brett Bodine, most of these guys were involved in accidents. However, Dale Jarrett was the only car to drop out because of engine failure. All these guys were involved in a crash, and you got a feel for Todd Bodine. I don't know who was the Goodies Headache Award winner today, but he should be. He gets my vote. You're darn right. And Rusty Wallace and John Andretti were also caught up in the crash. Now, here are the point standings after the first race, and Ernie Irvan is tied with Sterling Marlin because Ernie Irvan picked up the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Morgan Shepherd in the top 5. Hopefully, Sterling Marlin will join us when we come back live at Daytona on this edition of Speedweek.
You know, a lot of people who work on their cars will only shop at AutoZone. They depend on us for the best quality parts and low prices every day. They come in, get what they need, and then get back to work. Because you see, they believe if you want the job done right, you do it yourself. Well, at AutoZone, we couldn't agree more. Because when you take the time and the effort to work on your car yourself, you ought to be choosy about where you shop. We just thank you for choosing AutoZone.
I have a job, a family, a million things to do. Who has time to think about their car? That's why I take my car to Jiffy Lube for top quality products like Pennzoil. They're professional. They do a great job, and I like Pennzoil. Why would I go anywhere else?
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change for busy people.
Remember to bring your car to Jiffy Lube every 3,000 miles.
Draw to Smith.
Cowboys fans.
Breaks away to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Evan Smith.
Sports Illustrated gives you all the thrills of a second straight Super season in this sensational new video, Cowboys Super Bowl Champions. It's free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Call this number now and be with the boys at every game. You share the heartbreak.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
The headache.
Aikman is woozy.
And the happiness.
I love you.
You'll also get the special commemorative issue free with your paid subscription. It captures the Cowboys in championship style. And get 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.39 an issue. Save over 52% off the cover price. For quicker delivery, use your credit card. Call now to get your 2 free gifts from SI.
Can they have a 3-peat?
There is no team like the Dallas Cowboys. And there is nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
We welcome you back live to Daytona International Speedway for this edition of Speed Week as we wrap up the 36th annual Daytona 500, which was held earlier today. Sterling Marlin wins the race, and he becomes the 5th driver in history to win his first NASCAR Winston Cup race in the Daytona 500. Tiny Lund, Mario Andretti, Pete Hamilton, and Derek Cope were the other drivers. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce on my far left the Columbia, Tennessee driver who, as we said earlier, made racing history today, Sterling Marlin. And Sterling, I think last year at this time I told Dale Jarrett this, and I'll tell you, regardless of what happens in your career, you can always say, I won the Daytona 500. Congratulations.
Well, I tell you, it means a lot to me. I've always run good here, and I tell you, they got a great race team, Kodak, Dale Cole, Remy. The boys did a great job. We was behind early, though. I was worried because the car wasn't handling good, and I told Tony, I said, if you can fix it where I can hold it wide open, we'll murder him. And he got it fixed, and we could do it.
There at the end of the race, were you holding it wide open those last 4 or 5 laps all the way around the racetrack?
I guess since the last, on the last restart, and I finally got, I guess, Derek and the 90 car or whatever, because they was really holding us up, and I got the lead, and from there on, I never lifted. The car worked awful good on the bottom. If I got up off the bottom, the car started pushing. Ernie got ahead of me there, and I said, well, I ain't going to, don't panic, and because his car seemed to go away a little bit, and ours stay the same, and I got him down in 3, and looked like he went in and hit the flat a little bit and got loose, and I got up under him, and he liked to spun off the corner, and I drew up. I said I was going to hang him in the right rear, and it was real close, I guess, but it just worked out real great for us.
It was a very popular victory, I got to tell you. You got a great cheer from the crowd. Now, one thing I want to know, you haven't been known, the team hasn't been known for great fuel mileage, and you were not one of the ones that came in and topped off there at the late stages of that last caution. Were you fearful that it might not have enough fuel?
Well, I asked him, the spotter said some guys are coming in and topping off, and I asked him on the radio, I said, well, what do you want to do? I said, we can come back up through here because the car's handling good, and they said, just stay out. We should have plenty of fuel, and sure enough, we did. It run out going down the pit road when we was high-fiving all the crew guys.
Tim Morgan, the gas man, said, I'll bet my life we got enough gas.
I was hoping he'd. I tell you, I never thought about it, and I never looked at the fuel pressure gauge, and just tried to concentrate on making a good smooth line, run right on the bottom, and because if the car got up and it would start pushing, Ernie could get under me, and I just kept her on the bottom and come off 4th, and I said, we fixed to win this race. So,
were you close to any of the crashes that occurred out there today?
Yeah, I guess when Bodan wrecked over there, I thought he was coming off the wall, and I thought he was going to tear the top of the car off the right side, and I drew up, and I don't know how much I missed him by, but it was real close.
Sterling, in 1973, I won this race. In 1975,
Benny.
How soon we forget. It was the most emotional thing that ever happened to you. Is it sunk in yet? Are you just feeling so happy inside that it's unbelievable?
Probably hadn't sunk in yet. I mean, the morning you wake up and see it, but I tell you, it's a great feeling. Taking the checker flag and going around the track, and all the crowds cheering, and you got the winning that down. Man, it meant a lot.
There, I finally did it, he said.
Sterling, was it doubly satisfying beating Ernie Irvin, who left that team last year to go elsewhere?
Well, I tell you, me and Ernie is good friends, and I talked to him last year. I was going to the team, and I talked to him about it, and he was behind me going. He said, it's better than where you are. Not knocking anybody down, but he said they're a good race team. Just may have a few flaws, but I hadn't found any yet. I tell you, it's a great race team, great bunch of guys, great sponsor, and shoot, I love them to death.
Sterling, you won this thing about 2 hours and 15 minutes ago. Did you realize that it took this long to celebrate?
I didn't think this would be, because, I mean, never been sitting around this long in a uniform after a race, but as soon as the victory lane, they brought you up here, and I'm anxious to get back down in the infield. I tell you, the boys there in the pits, I want to see them shake their hand, and some boys on the rest of the teams that I've worked with, I tell you, a lot of them said, you know, when you do win a race, we're coming in victory lane too. So I don't know how many wound up in there as a mob in there.
What's Cuckoo saying?
He's tickled to death. He's grinning from ear to ear, and you know, real pleased. I was real pleased that he was here to see me win my first race, and it meant a lot to me.
Tell the folks about how Cuckoo told your mother you're going to run Talladega. Well, you sitting around the dinner table, and Cuckoo said, what was it, pass the corn?
Well, we at the time, we was running ARCA races in Talladega, and we had a couple Winston Cup cars, and I was going to run down there. We didn't have the car ready, and I had never run probably 6 or 8 races in my career, and was kind of sitting around the table there, and he told Mama, he said, pass potatoes, said Sterling's going to run Talladega, and it took about 10 seconds for it to dawn on her what he said, and she didn't like it too much.
Well, now we got to talk about the 30 more races coming up and the drive for the championship. Are you pumped up to be able to do that, you think?
I tell you, I am. It's the cars, they got a lot of cars prepared there at the shop, sitting there ready to go, and when I left home to come down here, I just had the feeling we was going to win a Daytona 500. We'd had a real good test here, a real good test at Talladega. After qualifying the race, we ran real good, and it had me worried early in the race, but, you know, like I said, I told Tony that just get the car dialed in, and we can beat them. And the team is really behind me. I'm really behind them. They're 100% dedicated to that car and winning races, and that's what it takes.
Sterling, when we came on the air, we swiped your radio conversation that you had with the crew when you came down and shouted to them that, you know, this is our first win. You want to try to duplicate that for us?
I don't know. I don't know what I always said. I mean, it's just everybody was hollering on the radio, and I was grinning from ear to ear, so I don't know what I always said.
Congratulations. You did a great job, and again, you made racing history today, and we're very happy for you.
Okay, thank y'all.
Sterling Marlin, the winner of the Daytona 500 here today, and we will come back with more Speed Week live from Daytona International Speedway.
Cash. It's hard to come by these days. Now, Cash for Gold can help when you trade in your unwanted diamonds or gold jewelry. Where you sell your jewelry is as important as where you buy it. Cash for Gold guarantees you top dollar for diamonds of all sizes and items of 10, 14, and 18 karat gold. With years of experience, our staff can accurately appraise all your valuables. So bring your unwanted diamonds and gold jewelry to Cash for Gold, located at 527 South Broadway in Salem, where you get the most for your valuables.
You can save a lot of these Lincolns on this Lincoln during the big President's Day sale at Walls, Lincoln Mercury, and Methuen. We're celebrating all month with deep dealer discounts on over 300 Lincolns and Mercuries, like Town Car, Sable, and Grand Marquis. So come save a lot of these Lincolns on these Lincolns and Mercuries during the President's Day sale going on right now at Walls, Lincoln Mercury, exit 46, Route 495 in Methuen. It's the place with the big American flag.
Field of senior stars compete for the top prize at the IntelliNet Challenge. Final round action today at 6 Eastern, only on ESPN. Top Rank Boxing. Former heavyweight champion Tommy the Duke Morrison makes his return to the ring, and he's ready to rumble. Top Rank Boxing, tonight at 8 Eastern, only on ESPN.
Welcome back to Speed Week, live from Daytona International Speedway, where Sterling Marlin has won the 500 with an average speed of 156.931. The margin of victory was 23 hundredths of a second. We had 4 cautions, 22 for 22 laps, 33 lead changes among 10 drivers.
14. There's never trouble.
I do.
Time with numbers. It was 14.
We want to apologize for something. Benny, last night on our live call-in show, we had hoped very much to allow everyone enough time to turn their head away from the screen before we showed the results of the race, because it followed us, and because of some technical problems, and because it was live TV, that didn't happen, and we certainly do want to apologize.
Yeah, that was terrible. But again, those things happen, and we hope that you enjoyed the Goodies 300 anyway, knowing the fact that Dale Earnhardt had won.
That's right. Well, most of the attention in racing has been here at Daytona, but there has been other racing activity, including the second NHRA drag racing event of the year at Firebird Raceway near Chandler, Arizona.
A funny car driver Pamela Martin experienced this scary fire while attempting a qualifying pass. Martin was able to exit her machine and was shaken but uninjured. On Saturday, the records in NHRA's still very new season continue to fall in every category. Al Hoffman, his Western Auto machine, toppled over the 300-mile-an-hour mark and crossed the line with the fastest funny car run ever at 301.10 miles an hour. And for the second event in a row, Corey McLenithan, his McDonald's top fuel entry, sits atop his fast qualifier. But this time, he set a new national PT record with a 475, 304.87 miles an hour.
We're so excited for the McDonald's race team to have the #1 qualifier at 2 races. It's just the biggest thing is I want to go out and win this race on Sunday, and that's the big thing.
And the ride of your life at 304.
Yeah, I love to back that up and make that a new national record, too.
Well, one major player in the NHRA drag racing didn't even make the show. The defending champion in the top fuel ranks, Eddie Hill, didn't finish among the top 16 qualifiers. He only made one successful run during the entire weekend. Now, what we just showed you is qualifying and pre-final activity. You can see the final same-day coverage here on ESPN tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Time there in Chandler, Arizona. A lot of short track racing last night here around the Daytona area was rained out. However, the Club All-Star Sprint Cars did run at East Bay Raceway near Tampa, and Stevie Smith was the victor there. And Jeff Bodine, who finished 11th in today's race, has been involved with the bobsled competition at the U.S. Olympic Games. Last night, Jeff got to see all of his hard work and his effort, but he saw it in the press room of all places, right here at Daytona International Speedway.
Come on, Brian. Push. Push. Ooh, that hurts. He was lifting the sled up. We've got a couple hundred-top Herbert there, only 100-top up there. We'll see if we can drop for timer. Come on, Brian, drive it. Getting the fix up here with the speed is slow. Watch this exit here and get that. Beautiful. You don't hit the side, yeah. Come on. The two-man competition. Looking good there. Brian raised money to participate in this sport. This race elaborated 2 years ago. Can you believe it? That's our sled. I can't believe it. In the Olympics. That's fantastic. That's in the Olympics. 81 automobile. Millions of people watching this. This is unbelievable. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't hit a wall. A little slow. Needs 78. Not bad.
If you demand more from an aftershave than that same old alcohol burn, you gotta try a brand new aftershave. New sensitive from Old Spice. It's alcohol-free because alcohol burns. That's why they took it out and put these new cooling sensates in for real refreshment to go with that great scent. It's proof aftershave doesn't have to hurt to work. So use new sensitive, or you might get burned. Take the heat out of aftershave. Demand proof. Try new alcohol-free sensitive from Old Spice.
Practice runs are over. The Katana 600.
Aikman, 48 long double-breasted. Bonds, solid gold cufflinks. Holyfield, I swear on my mother's grave he's a cummerbund man.
The ESPYs. It's the only all-star game. In a tuxedo.
Hey, Barkley, Oxford's on the house just for you.
Watch the ESPYs, the American Sports Awards, hosted by Dennis Miller, presented by General Motors and Reebok. Monday, February 28th at 9 p.m. only on ESPN.
Speedweek's travel arranged through Continental. One airline can make a difference. Business first. The comfort and service of international first class at a business class fare. That's the difference on Continental.
Well, darkness is beginning to settle over the speedway, and Benny, one of the nice things is standing up here in the tower and looking out over all the traffic that's still bumper to bumper, huh?
They are stopped out there, Bob. Still stopped out there. We're going to have a problem even when we get finished here.
You got that right. Record crowd here today, by the way. Sterling Marlin won the 500. Well, each year we like to pick a dark horse, and last night we chose Todd Bodine. Now, he completed the trio of Bodines who for the first time competed as a brother act in this year's Daytona 500.
Good luck, buddy. You run good to 125, huh?
Not too bad.
Oh, you did great.
Keep it in one piece.
Yeah.
Keep my head about me.
Thank you. If I can stay with you, I'll try. I'll help.
I won't get bored if we're running up front. I guarantee that.
If I'm not ready, it's too late now.
Yeah, there is another changing of the guard, Chris. There's no question about that. Look at this Todd Bodine. Strut his stuff.
It was a good pit stop for the first time out, guys. You did a good job. Is that what we came here for, 5 bonus points? Sure. I don't think so. One to go this time by. One to go this time by. Can we throw the checker now? Wes, it's us. Todd, don't say it's over till it's over, buddy. We're going to keep digging if we can. You said it was junk. You meant it was junk, didn't you? Well, this is what happened. Ernie Irvin broke loose. Jeff Gordon had to check up a little bit, and I got a draft. I was just going to go on by him, just no big deal. Gordon decided he was going to pull out, so I went even lower and was going by him, and he kept coming and got in the quarter panel and turned me up in the wall. They knew we were here. We had a fast car. You know, we'll go to Rockingham next week and get him there.
Well, what a way to end a great run, but I think we have a new contender in the ranks.
I tell you what, it was fantastic. He really ran well today.
He sure did. And let's talk about Jeff Bodine, who was, Brett, who was on with us last night. We picked him as a favorite. He got a lap down early, made it up, and then got caught up in the wreck.
He made his lap up when the raw wreck coming off turn 4, and then he got involved in that crash with Todd Bodine, as a matter of fact.
That's right.
But, Bob, it wasn't all work, you know, while we were in Daytona. I was invited to spend a little time aboard an impressive piece of machinery called Victory Lane. Now, this is not a car, but it's Felix Sabates' yacht. I feel like Robin Leach on his lifestyle as a rich and unfamous.
Let's see if some of the folks have been here. Let's see. Bill France Jr. Wow. Miss America. You have Miss America on here? She came to see me. Wow. Wow. I'm honored.
You're cute. Is this a boat or a ship?
I don't know. It's a floating canoe. I don't know. It's just something that floats.
I mean, this is really something. Where did you get the idea of living on a boat at the racetrack?
Well, Kyle and I and our wife have been staying on the boat every year. We've been here for the last 6 years, so it's kind of our home away from home.
How much you want for this home?
$9 million.
$9 million.
Well, I'll take a little bit less, probably 8.5 for you.
We can negotiate?
For you, 8.5 for you.
Do you have a party here every night?
Well, tonight we have over 80 people from Pontiac for dinner.
For dinner?
We have 80 people for a full dinner tonight.
Man, oh man, this is something else. I tell you what, why don't you just chill out, and I'm going to take a look around. May I take a look around?
Please, as a matter of fact, why don't you conduct a tour of the boat, and when you do it, just let me know what it looks like.
Okay, cameraman, let's go. We'll take a tour of this boat.
They got to eat, so where's the kitchen? Where's the dining room? Bathroom? This must be the dining room. Wow! Wow. Okay, now, kitchen. Where's the kitchen? Let's go. Okay, we got a kitchen, but we've got no food, so... We got food here somewhere. Oh, there is food, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just for you. Just for me. Let's go see where they drive. Good gracious alive. You suppose this is where they drive? Okay, let me jump up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windshield wipers. 5 windshield wipers across the front of this thing. Folks, this is unbelievable. Now, man, this is living. Now, here I thought Felix was a nice guy. He's rich.
And here's a look at the CarQuest calendar with racing events coming up. For all your auto parts needs, you'll find it at CarQuest.
Robert, we're ready. Okay. Get it warmed up? Yeah.
Before a Robert Yates engine makes it to the track, it's torture tested right here.
Now, let's do it.
There's only one motor oil Yates relies on for complete protection. Haviland Formula 3. The same Haviland Formula 3 you can buy right off the shelf.
215 degrees, 8,700. That's race ready.
Haviland Formula 3 motor oil from Texaco.
Run it like a winner. That'll get the job done.
Well, the battery's good, and starter's brand new, so I figure it's got to be the alternator, right? I go into the AutoZone, get a new one. Well, this guy says, well, let's check the old one first. No sense buying something you may not need. Well, turns out it's a voltage regulator. I tell you, I could have spent a lot of time swapping out parts till I got it right. But with AutoZone, piece of cake.
Back at Daytona. Nice legs, Benny.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll see you again March the 5th at midnight. We'll have an interview with the new car chairman. Thanks to Daytona International, NASCAR, and CBS. I'm Bob Jenkins for Benny Parsons. So long, everyone.